Okay, I know this kind of looks like a hoodie, but wait, this is a onesie? I know, I'm like 4. I don't know why I decided to buy this. Listen, okay, I've wanted this for so long and I finally got the opportunity. It's funny, like this kind of demonstrated how small I am as a person because I bought the small and look how, do you see this? I had to cuff it like 4 or 5 times. Like it was too long for me, but this is a small. It is starting to get a lot darker. So I don't know, like lots of cozy vibes these days. And so that's why I decided to wear this. So today's a plant tour video. I'm playing with this new toy. I bought a gimbal. And it's funny because like the first thing on my list of things to buy when I quit my job and I started this YouTube thing was a gimbal. But like, you know, looking at the finances, I was like, okay, I better like save. And I finally, a year and a half later, I finally have one and I'm very excited to use it. This is the first day. Like, I want to learn how to use this, so I'm using it today. I'm sorry if it's a slightly different looking video, but oh, see, it activated. And it looks like someone's here following me. Which I think is wild. Like I can like bend down and it'll just follow me. That is insane, eh? Like any plant tour video, I'm gonna look around. We're gonna see what needs to be done. So I wanna start off with my Anthurium veitchii, and then right after I'm gonna do my Anthurium moodeanum. So during my Q&A, I talked about like an Anthurium goal I have, and the only like hybrid that I've ever wanted is an Anthurium veitchii and an Anthurium moodeanum together. Like that would be amazing. So she's up here, and here's the thing. The indicator broke on this one. So I always have to kind of guess like how much water to put in it, which is bad. And so I'm just gonna bring it to the sink. So she's here hanging out, and the inflow, it's still not like fully out yet, but it is over here. So yeah, let's bring it to the living room and then I'll grab the moodeanum as well. Do you know what? I haven't looked at the ties. Remember I put the 2 dehydrated. It's falling out. Ah, okay, don't fall, okay. I haven't really checked on it. I mean, they feel a lot better than what they did before. So in a plant tour video, I put these 2 into just water because they were in pond. They're really dehydrated. I think they're doing a lot better, so we'll look at that today as well. I have to remove a few plants, so philodendron Luxurians. I think she's okay. Wow, she is okay. Oh wow, moss pool is actually pretty moist still. So Miss Ma'am is doing just fine. We have a leaf that is about to go. It's the oldest one. And see, at this stage, oh my gosh, she got crunched against something. But at this stage, I would cut it off. Usually when all the green is gone, that's when I choose to cut it. And I just want to see like, okay, not completely dry because you can see the condensation, but the reservoir is no longer here. So I'm just gonna water this one as well in the kitchen. Please forgive me, guys. I'm really sore. I started working out again. And it's the day after, the 2 days after, you know when it's the first time, you're just like in so much pain. So bending is very hard. Maybe I shouldn't have done this video anyhow. How are you? Oh, interesting. Huh, I didn't think that was gonna be a thing. So remember I took cuttings from this plant. I didn't realize that the node was on this side. Do you see that bright green bud over there? That's where it is. What did I think? I thought it was on the other side over here, but I guess not. Oh, I forgot about this one. How are you doing though? Wow, you're like long. So got stuck. Just because of underwatering. When the new leaf was unfurling, it actually got stuck. And so that's what happened here. I feel like that's a common thing. Like it happened here as well. It's okay, I'm doing a better job. I really am. But yeah, this one's like longer than the other hybrids that I have. And so I'm just gonna take her into the living room and should I flush it? I'm gonna have to start putting dates on these because I keep forgetting the last time I flushed it. I'm now getting to the habit of doing it. Okay, so now looking at the plant that I actually want to get down here. Oh, everything is sore, everybody hurts. You see the inflow? Okay, can I just say, Moodianum looks rough. because she was pushing out a new leaf at the same time as the inflow. Now, because I've wanted to pollinate this plant, I was like, okay, if this plant had a new leaf, she would be channeling energy into that. I didn't want the inflow to die, so then I cut that leaf off. And because it was a while since she pushed out all these leaves, I mean, these are the old ones. Yeah, look at this. It's a weird inflow. Like, I've never seen one like this. But we'll just see. We'll do a little bit of a cleanup because there's like a bunch of old petioles from old leaves. And potentially, I think it's time, because I could see aerial roots over there. I think it might be time to put some moss in the moss pole. Oh my god, honestly, one plant that I totally forgot about, scindapsus, silver hero. Oh my god, melanochryzum is hitting me. Girly. So she's actually, oh my god, bending hurts. Oh, bending hurts. So she's down here. I have to reach right in this corner. And I haven't really looked at her. Are you good? Are you good? We'll look together at the sink. Oh, hold on. I was like, okay, Kevin, now get up. And I was like, oh wait, I think my muscles are giving out. Okay, let me just, while I'm here and like I don't want to get up, what else do I need to do? I'm looking around. Ooh, do you know what? I guess I'll show this since I'm showing you the moodeanum. So I don't know if y'all remember. This was, I think, back in September, but there were 2 moodeanums in a planter. I want to favor just one going up a moss pole, so I propagated the other one, I think, into like 3 different plants. Unfortunately, one did rot, and I didn't film it, but she's no longer with us. And then the other one, I'm not sure which one this one is. Anyhow, she's a little baby now, and I'll show you a closer look. She's working on a new leaf, but I'm so happy because after seeing the one dying, I was like, okay, oh my gosh, are you guys gonna watch me? Try to get up. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh. Okay, break. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Okay, we're here. So I'm just going to bring these into the living room. Did you know what? There's another moodeanum. I don't know if I talked about this one. It's down here. Okay, why don't we look at this too? Let's do this as well. Oh, strawberry shake. I'm just gonna propagate this one. Oh, I just broke something. And in orchid news, because it has been eons since I've showed my phals, phalaenopsis mini mark. So I'm so happy to see spike. It's also producing like another like small spike there. I don't know if y'all can see. And then there's another one here. So we'll take a look together. I do want to talk about the phals. This Hoya, I'm just kind of like picking from this bin here. So this is the area that I talk about all the time. Like put certain plants in a spot where you look at a lot just so you won't forget them. And so that's the bin here. Let's look at the adansonii variegated ones as well. The ones that were in water. Gotta change the water anyways. So I'll do that. And I think that's okay for now. How is everyone? I don't know when this video is, ooh, it's dark. I don't know when this video is coming out. I really don't. Christmas? It's Christmas? Okay. It's weird that the camera is moving. Okay, so I want to start off with Miss veitchii over here. I mean, such beautiful leaves. Look at that. And so I'm just gonna flush through and also water it. And I did want to repot it into like one of those clear planters just because the indicator broke. But after seeing what happened with my forgetii and how the top bit stays super dry, I don't think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna keep in this planter. So I'm just putting it on the corner of the sink. And then I'm just basically going to run water over. If the indicator wasn't broken, I would just water it in place. But because I have to kind of, like I don't want to guess how much water to give it. So I'm just gonna let her drain. Anthurium roots, when they sit in a reservoir for too long, they die off. You can see damage in the leaves in the form of yellowing edges. And so you can see that she is doing her thing. It's funny because I think she is also working on a new leaf. So I'll see what happens with that. The inflow, like I haven't really experienced it. Like it's pushed out so many inflows in the past like 2 years, but I always, like my goal was always to get the leaves really big. They are pretty big already, and because of the timing with the moodeanum, I'm choosing to actually let the inflow grow, which is very exciting. Okay, I'm just putting the stopper back because she is done. So with these self-watering pots, when they're full, it just means that the water level is over here. because there's like kind of like a platform over here. When there's overfill, that's when it goes through this hole, and that's why how I know like she's at this point, because the water stopped draining from the hole. I'm just gonna put it back. Ooh, a watered planter is a lot heavier when you're sore. Like my chest muscles, it hurts so much. So I'm just gonna put this babe's back. Oh my God, Christmas, the snow's falling down. Not yet. Okay guys, I don't know if it's in focus. I'm so far from the camera. When I was putting the anthurium back, I keep forgetting to show y'all because she's in the corner, my papillilaminum that I got at the Botanical Expo from Northern Plant Room. I don't even know if you can see how beautiful it is. She's gonna fade to this dark green. And it was just so fascinating because obviously juvenile leaves, and you could see, and like y'all know, when you have seedlings, the leaves are just like light green. But obviously having like a papillilaminum, I mean, depending on the pappy, I know this one is a darker cross. Feeling the leaves, it is so thick, and it's just, I don't know, I like just seeing how certain hybrids grow because they're all different from one another. I think I should water it. Okay, it's not dry, but I should water it. Why don't we do that now? Because we are here, we're holding it. And so just plain water. Again, like I wouldn't fertilize this, just knowing that there's slow release fertilizer in here already. So I'm just putting water. If anything, I would do a diluted nutrient solution, but not yet. That is her, how cute. And okay, let's move on to Mama Moodeanum. I didn't realize how low I was on moss. There's still some there, and I think it might be enough. I might just put cling wrap around the nodes just to make sure they don't die off. So I have that here. Mama Moodeanum, y'all. I'm just gonna put moss in here and then wrap it with cling wrap, I think. Now, my moss has been sitting. Do y'all have like those moments where like your moss is just sitting and then sometimes there's like mold? And sometimes it's hard to see. Ever since I started boiling my moss though, it's been a non-issue. Like I haven't seen any. So that's the main reason why I started boiling my moss, and like brand new moss that I haven't used yet, just because I found that when I had like any amount of moisture in the moss, there would just be like the development of like mold. So by boiling it, you kill those spores. And also potentially, because I have a theory that the cause of my spider mite infestation was like sphagnum moss that had spider mites, because a year and a half ago I wasn't boiling my moss. Because you know how spider mites could like overwinter in places, and then when the conditions are right, that they just like come out of nowhere. So gosh, I don't know if y'all can tell, I am like walking so slow. Oh, I'm so sore. But the onesie's helping. Y'all, these onesies inside is so soft. Oh, this is enough. Okay, good. So I'm just kind of pushing it in. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in like the screen. And I look like a child. Oh my gosh. When I told my boyfriend and showed him, he was like, "You're nuts." Okay, I'm just kind of tugging the cling wrap just so it's like really tight, and I might add plant tape as well, depending. I mean, I showed you my Queen Anthurium the other day, and how, because even though the stem wasn't close to the moss, because I upped that humidity around that part, the roots grew, and now they're touching the moss pole. The only issue is that now I can't remove the cling wrap because of the fear that those roots are just going to dry out. I really hope everyone has so far enjoyed, again, I don't know when this is coming out, have so far enjoyed like what I've been doing for Vlogmas. You know, unlike last year where it was panic, planter. There's gonna be planter videos, obviously I'm filming one now. It was just kind of like a daily like, okay, let's do plant stuff, and then some other stuff in between, baking videos, singing videos. I really did want to do more plant stuff this year. I've been organizing and like coming up with ideas from like October, and kind of trying to finalize and see what's actually like possible to do. I've had to like change a few things just because I'm working a lot at the hospital in December. So yeah, I'm excited. I feel more free with Vlogmas because there's not as much pressure on a certain video, like one certain video to perform well. Like this whole month it's gonna be like 31 videos, so I could just do like, for example, a Hoya serpens propagation and care video and not worry about viewership and like how much money that video is gonna make. I can just do it. But anyhow, I'm just gonna water this. It doesn't necessarily need to be filled that much, but we're doing it. So this gimbal, also let me know like how you feel. Like again, this is the first day. Like I got this last night, so I'm just playing around with it. Let me know what you think. It's cool because this one has an AI tracker, so I can just go like this and then it'll focus on me and it'll follow me. And it's a little interesting. This one right now, I am blasting it with light just because she has an inflow. So you can see that this leaf over here is facing up. The grow light is right here. And I'm actually surprised how well it's actually coped with that. Obviously you could see like damage. It is the oldest leaf out of the two, so you can see the yellow wing, but it's actually taking it like a champ. And I've said this before, I firmly believe moodeanum, to keep the red or dark leaves, you do need to give it a touch more light than other anthuriums for them to maintain it. If they don't have enough light, they tend to revert back to a green leaf. And again, that's just based on my experience. I got this plant in 2020. So it's still beautiful. I mean, look at these leaves. I can't get over it. Okay, let's look at the ties. So I'm just gonna change the water, but I really want to show you. I mean, there's nothing new. This might have grown a bit more. Oh, that might be a little new. Again, because I was worried that this part of the stem and the cuts over here was dehydrated, just doing your assessments and making sure it's not squishy. It's not. The leaf actually feels a lot better. It's not as wrinkly in the petiole. Perfect. And then the next one here, see, remember that end was dying? It is getting squishy still, because I remember I took off a lot of the dead parts. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. So again, just putting them back into the planter here. And I'm forgetting what kind of configuration I did so that the leaves are pointing the grow light. I think it was this. Oh my God, I got so many comments from that reel. Not real, the short I posted on chopping like my tie. I guess I got a lot of new viewers and subscribers from that, but everyone is freaking out. Everyone was like, that was such a beautiful tie. Why did you cut it? It was like so strange. It like reminded me of when I started YouTube, but I just thought that was fascinating. I'm gonna put this back under grow light. The leaves are almost touching the grow light. She's living on the floor. And yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for these ties. This is so weird. It's like following me. Huh, okay. Philodendron strawberry shake, why don't we look at her and I'll tell you the reason why I am chopping her. So, this is a beautiful specimen, it really is. So mother leaf was actually pretty balanced, and then she pushed out, I think it's a half and half situation. Then she pushed out leaves that looks like this, so fully variegated. And the reason I know is because there's a huge gap in the stem here where there's a lot of petioles, and then it's this leaf. So this leaf had a bit of green. I think it's another reason why it's still here. However, you can see the crisping starting. Then you have this one crisping at the bottom, this one, and this new leaf. So I usually have this rule where if you have 3 leaves that are consecutively variegated, like fully variegated, you gotta chop it. And because this is the 3, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. I think I'm gonna cut it right above, like make the cut right above this. Okay, oh my God. You could kind of see in the stem, oh my gosh, I don't even know if this is gonna happen. I'm trying to be careful. Also, it's funny, it is so dark right now. It's like rain snowing, but more rain. It is so dark in here, but every time I watch the footage, I'm like, oh wow, it actually looks good. And get a paper towel because it's gonna bleed everywhere. So it looks to me that that bud at the node, it looks, I mean, there is a streak of like non-variegation, but you can see like the bright reddish pink area is the variegation as opposed to this part. Do you see how it's darker here? Is there another one there? No, it isn't. Okay. This is a good representation of like showing which parts are variegated and which parts are not. So I don't know. That node kind of looks like it's right in the middle of the non-variegated part, but we will see. Obviously, there's more stem here, and I kind of debated. I was like, should you just cut it all the way down? It's funny because the plant and the genetics in the stem, it changes sometimes to having just more variegation. So this one, it looks to me, so this is the fully variegated plant up here. So you can see that that's the only stripe of non-variegatedness, whereas, like, I mean, you can see that it's all like bright pink. That's reason why this is not necessarily a good specimen. Do I like even try though? I might just throw it away. Why don't we try it? So I'm gonna cut the leaves off because honestly, they're gonna melt away. There's no point. So boom, boom, and boom. And then from here, I'm gonna do single node wet sticks. So right here, I'm gonna put them, I was like, I'm gonna put them in a cup of moss, but I don't have any right now. So I'll prepare moss after this. But do you see how it changed? I don't want to say, I'm trying to be careful with my terminology. I guess the amount of variegation versus non-variegated parts of the stem, because here you can see, if you can see like more stripes. By cutting it down here, you have a higher chance of having balanced leaves. I think I've made my decision. I think I'm going to do a single leaf cutting with this leaf, and I know a lot of it's gonna die off. But I kind of want to cut it all the way back down. Boom, and then I think we could do one more. Yes. So see, this one doesn't have roots, but we're just gonna try. It doesn't even have any. This is it. Nothing except for that bud over there. So we'll put those 3 in moss when I get the chance. Okay, so we'll see what this does. I'm a little worried, but okay. Variegated adansonii. Let's look at the roots and the cutting. So I don't know how long ago this was, but I'll just show you just kind of what they look like. You can see that there is some root growth. I mean, usually with adansonii, they're easy to root. So just feeling the stems, I know there was discoloration. This one looks funky. So in a situation where you see rot going up the stem, that's when you should worry. So here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut all the way up here because we can see that it's made its way up there. There's a chance that this is already a goner. It's not squish though, but we're not gonna take any chances, especially seeing it going up that way. From the point you cut, that's when you can conclude, okay, let's do this. If it's still viable, it's still viable. Look at that, it's nice and cute. So if it was brown, like the color that I showed you, and I already cut like this close to the aerial root, I would just toss it. Okay, and then just quickly going through the rest of these. They're all doing well. So small new root over there. Actually, what is that? Okay, this one's having the same thing. So feeling it, it's okay, but I don't want to take a risk, especially if I see it going up that way. So we're just cutting. And it's all good. Again, if it was brown in the center, I would throw it away, but it's not. So, and why does this happen? Sometimes when you propagate plants, it's not a clean cut. There are jaggedy edges where like bacteria can live, and that's why it's important to have like really sharp shears. I've noticed recently, because these are really old, like I've had this for like years, I don't know, 2 years, so they are getting pretty dull, and you can even see like how dull they're getting. So I might need a new one, but I have really noticed, just because these are the only shears I use to propagate, I'm getting more of those edges. Okay, next one over here. Beautiful root. And there's actually 2. There's a small one over there. I don't know if y'all saw that. The node is under the petiole here. So I'm hoping it's not fully variegated, but it's looking like the growth point is right under there. I still feel like this plant is so annoying. This one looks cute right over here. And then 2 more. So this one didn't push out anything yet. So it's just that you can see the growth point right over there. Oh, this one does have roots. Yes, ma'am. I'm just putting in water, and actually I'm going to include the strawberry shake cutting as well, just because it's just one. Keeping this under grow light, and it was a while. I mean, I don't know if I showed you the water, but the water was like changing color, and that might be another reason why you saw that rotting on the bottom of the stem. But I ultimately do think that it is the sharpness of the shears and the cut not being as clean as it should be. And so I'm just going to put these back. Who's left? Oh, there's a lot. I thought it was almost done. Okay, and then looking at Miss Philodendron Luxurians, I'm just gonna cut the leaf. And she's doing okay though, like, and I'm just trying to, oh yeah, this is the one, oh my god, my memory right now. I was like, she's okay, she's watered. I'm just like shocked at how heavy it is. I think it's the moss bowl. But I'm just gonna cut this leaf just because it's fully yellow. That will leave it with this leaf, this leaf, this leaf. And this leaves so 4. I don't know. I think I'm just obsessed with this plant. I was just like, let's show all the leaves. Oh gosh, a sachet fell and I got a bend. I got a bend. Oh my God. Can anyone else relate? Can anyone else relate? Oh, it hurts. Okay, just commit. Oh my gosh. So, saying goodbye and thank you. So let's look at crystallinum crossed with magnificum crossed with Luxurian. It's weird. This one is not as fast as the other two, my crystal mag and then my magnificum Luxurians. And I do fine. I mean, still. And this might be like a juvenile thing, but like the leaves are much longer. It's interesting. Because I don't remember when I flushed this last, I'm gonna flush it. Again, sometimes I have to use a butter knife. Okay, where's the butter knife? Oh my god. Okay, let's look at the 2 moodeanums, the propagation, like the top cutting of the second plant, and then the baby. So, the baby. Guys, I'm so excited to show y'all this plant because, I don't know. Ooh. Oh, the cling wrap fell. I'm not bending over. Okay, so first leaf was this one. Then the second leaf, and there's actually a third one. What I was doing when it was just a wet stick, I had moss, wet moss, and then I had a piece of cling wrap just to keep the humidity up. I honestly, at this point, because I think this was September, at this point I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work. But it did. So when the first leaf came out, that's when I kind of opened it a little bit. So I did this kind of thing. I don't know if that's why one side is crispy. And then when I saw that she was working on another leaf, I kind of moved it like over again. And then I think I'm comfortable just keeping it like this without this. Okay, and the other moodeanum, which is this one, remember? I think the roots died. I put it in water, it grew a new root, and then I put her into pond. She's doing fantastic. I am blasting it. Sorry, I thought I saw a bug. I am blasting it with light, as you can see, and feeling the petioles, they feel good. So I'm very excited. I don't think she needs to be watered. No, she's okay. To have multiple moodeanums, like, that'd be great. I was moving the pond and actually look at this root. Saying hello to everyone. Oh my gosh, so cute. Miss Minnie Mark. Oh, so beautiful. Are you kidding? Look at that. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because like, I think the last time it was like really long. It had like 13 flowers. It doesn't look like it's going to be 13 flowers. I mean, who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a subspike. I keep calling it a subspike. Then another one coming. Isn't that wonderful? Again, she's in LECA. I am going to do an update video since it's coming to a year of when I transferred all my phals into LECA. And wow, I didn't expect this. The last time I changed my nutrient solution was 4 weeks ago. It's funny because there's still a reservoir. They don't like sitting in the reservoir like that, like at all. Like I have seen rot. So yeah, I just like, I'm kind of excited to share my experience. There's a lot of good, and obviously there's some bad. I think there's one phal that is still in moss because the roots all rotted, but the other 7 of them, like they're doing well. These are the cutest. I can't even believe. Okay, Miss Scindapsus. How are we feeling? So remember, I put 2 propagations in here and then I just kept the rest of the plant, but also trying to submerge the stem. There's not much to show, but I just want to check on the reservoir. Feel the leaves, feel the petals. I kind of pulled one out by accident, so nothing. How weird. They're not even rooted. Well, this one might be a little bit rooted. I'm not sure. This one is not at all. And actually you can see in the leaf. In situations like this, and I did kind of regret putting both the rooted plant and the propagations in the same planter, and I know that's like kind of beginner advice that everyone says, like just cut a plant and put it back in the planter. I find that they don't do well because at that point the cuttings have different needs than the actual rooted plant. The cuttings right now need to be like super, super, super wet, whereas the rooted plant just needs to be like kind of moist. When you do have a rooted plant and you keep it super, super wet, that's when like rot can occur. And then when these cuttings get too dry, then they don't root. So that's why I don't like putting cuttings in the same planter as the mother plant. So I'm actually gonna stick these with the adansonii and the strawberry shake cutting. Okay guys, I guess that's it. Thank y'all for watching. Again, Vlogmas is a go and we are going. Okay y'all, I'll see you in the next one.